TMO Online Television, its associates and affiliates may not be liable for views expressed on this show. Viewer discretion advised.
Mbalamusizzaako mwena gye musinzira okubanga mulaba TMO Online Television, yenze Kanka Kapita. Natuddeyo ddu batuusaako deezu y'ebyobufuzi endala, ndi ne mutabani wa Mmole Nabatovu mirundi Joseph Tamale mirundi senior. Nebaza nnyo mwenna abakitegeera nti amagezi g'okukola business n'okufuna gali mu ggwe, naye ataaga okulanga weeyongere ku nfuna gali ku TMO Online Television. Mu kiseera kino kye tugendamu ekyokuggalawo omwaka, nsaba ebirango by'okulanga business osobole okwongeza ku nfunayo, obiwe TMO, omulimu tujja gukola bulungi. Nebazaako ensuso Amawulire ekirango kye twakuba emabega ne muweereza abaana bammwe mu kampuni enzimbi ya Stone Roofing ey'aba Scout basobole okwefunira ku mirimu, abalala bongere ku bukugu bwe balina mu mulimo gw'okuzimba. Nawuubyeyo olubu lw'ekigere ndabe ku baafuna emirimu n'abasanze gye bali Ntende, era neebaza nnyo abaasobola okubawa emirimu n'abo abaayitamu aba Stone Roofing be baasobola okuyisaamu ne batandika okukola nabo. Stone Roofing Company y'abazimbi y'aba Scout abasinga okubeera abeesimbu. Bano bakukolera omulimu ogw'okuzimbira ennyumba yo ey'ekirooto kyo, bagukuweera mu budde ku muwendo ogusembayo obutono, ate ye kampuni ekyasuze okubeera enjiiya nga yasiimibwa buli munene gw'owulira wano mu ggwanga. M.i.S.O tulina ekipya kye tubaleetera, neebaza nnyo ababawadde emirimu gy'okwasa amayinja, neebaza nnyo abawadde emirimu gy'okusima amazzi, obwo bwonna bukugu buli mu kampuni ya Stone Roofing. Kati ate nkubuulira nti kyalibadde kirungi nnyo abasikawutu bano bakyalirako ku ofiisi yaabwe naddala gwe yabawa emirimu atali Bulaaya, ojja kugenda Nansana okyamire ku ofiisi za Municipal Council onoonye we bayita ku Nansana Playground oba ku kisaawe kya Council, bonaabona atira okutuuka ojja kulengera ennyumba enserese n'amayinja. Eyo ye ofiisi ya Stone Roofing and Construction Company. Kangende wa Mzee Mirundi, tutandikirewo butereevu.
Today, the man who killed Sebulime, the alleged assassin of Nantaba, has bargained with the court and has been sentenced 20 years. But when you look at the surface, you don't understand it. One, originally, they were saying that Nantaba should be arrested. All of the newspapers were given money, and this was insisting that Nantaba should be taken and make a statement. I came up, I wrote a book, because I knew that these things would resurface. As I'm saying, tujja kumulaba kongati kanga badduko ng'embuzi ennume ajoza abantu anyedde ku bantu abanyaddeko atayegula makage na State House buli akoleyo yino muni ku mutwe n'omunnyalako alina okubonyabonya ogenda ofukamira ziri sente zasizaalawo zizimusabanga nezimusaba gwe twala naye tulinda bakuwo teriyo meeting yejja kujjamu. I cannot be humiliated mu Uganda. Tujja kumulaba kongati kanga baddeko ng'embuzi ennume ngolwo abaali bamuwaka badduse nti nkimanya mu riski teeka nja kumulabako nga kanka baddeko bangali ng'embuzi ennume gye batwala okwogereza. How many years ago?
You wrote a book
about Nantaba.
After the Nantaba incident.
And I questioned. Nantaba detected that somebody
was
following her. Nantaba told, because it wasn't the first time to suffer such an incident. Nantaba told her bodyguard to fire in the air. The bodyguard writes says, no, we don't know the capacity of those people.
I see.
What we should do is to drive very fast and we stop at a trading center. This is what normally people in danger do. Either you stop at a roadblock, you stop at a police station, or at a petrol station. So this woman decided to stop at a trading center. The men drove off, but waited at a distance. Maybe they didn't know the wisdom of Nantaba, that her security guard told her to stop her. Thereafter, Nantaba drove to Kayunga to report the matter. Before the Kayunga police mounted a search, a pickup on which this cell was traveling came from Kawempe. How could a Kawempe patrol vehicle find its way in Kayunga? The explanation is simple. They knew this is what they normally do. In the case of Sebulime and his co-assassin, would be in danger. Either after killing, they would be rescued by the police.
I see.
This was the intention of the patrol vehicle.
Because everyone is not okay with the explanation that imagine a patrol runs from Kawempe in Kampala.
It was there in the vicinity. It was there to guard.
Faster than the ones in
case their people were in danger. They would come immediately and take them away.
Are you saying these were their people?
Yes. Two, when this man was arrested and handcuffed and put on a pickup, suddenly received a call and he was seen vividly talking to somebody on his phone.
The one we hear is
M.i.S.O can easily retrieve who talks to this man.
We hear this is the above.
Immediately
that's the call from the above.
After talking to this man, to anybody, he pulled the victim from the pickup, put him down and shot him. It is obvious that Sally was instructed by somebody to cover evidence.
Yes.
Because they were aware that the Kayunga team was also looking for the same person. And knowing Nantaba had survived, Nantaba they knew that Nantaba is a tough woman. So they decided. And this is how Enanga has lost. Enanga joined the chorus of forcing Nantaba out of her home. I urged, is it a crime for Nantaba to report? I said this, that if policemen die in protection of suspects, how could Sally kill an already handcuffed suspect
who is already in their custody?
And why was it that there was no quarreling at the pickup? Because the other people would have said no, which means there was a consensus on the pickup. The other policemen on the pickup knew,
had a discussion.
Who had told them?
Because that call from
an
above.
Eyewitness, a woman, saw it from a short distance and said, you don't know it. What has happened now? Nantaba says the motorcycle was changed. They know it. The motorcycles they use in such a missions, they get 3 old borders, they merge them into one. That is happened. This is what happened. They even
they get 3 and then get parts from each.
Yes.
And then they combine one.
Even if they throw it away, abandon it, you cannot trace where it came.
Yes.
Nantaba observed that this was not the border.
But to say the question of police wanting in Nantaba to record a statement is that when you report a case, of course you have to go to police and make statement.
The way they were turning it, and the stupid family of Sebulime was also confused to sue Nantaba. For what?
I see.
If this man, if the police was smart, they would have done an inquest in Sebulime's death. An inquest.
What is an inquest?
To find out what transpired in the incident.
Yes.
But because I'm telling you,
it was,
like when I say,
it was their job.
Tujja kulaba ku musajja omunga akanga badde kabangali ajja kuttayo omuntu omu gwalitegera nti ensi yamutamu alabe faamu ezikutomu alabe ebizimbe ebyakomulira duke alidukira mu helicopter bantu bamutamu tuyinza kujoga nsi yonna tuyinza kwaga nojogono noniyona ku butono nonyalako ono mutwe ono nomunyako ono nomunyalako ono nomunyako ono nomunyalako. He's a hated man.
I see.
Who should think about his future? This young man should think about his future because things are closing in. These people now, what they wanted, they deceived this Sally. Because an inquest would be done to find out the circumstances under which
Sally shot a suspect.
Sebulime died. They feared. So the evidence would come immediately. Now what they have done, when Nantaba asked the judge to cross-examine the witness, because Nantaba had a conversation, a recorded tape, where Sally rang her and told her who had directed the Sebulime to trail her, to kill her. Sally, Langa, Nantaba. And he told Nantaba
that this is how I received the orders of shooting the suspect.
That actually the man wanted to kill you. Nantaba wanted to produce that recorded tape before court today. Nantaba also wanted to cross-examine the policemen who were around when this man Sebulime was being killed. She also rejected, told the court to have this inspect this border because they had erected a carrier that the man was carrying soldiers. The man was carrying, why were they not soldiers? Because the soldiers, if the man was going to school and he was carrying a crest of soldiers, the soldiers would be seen at the scene of crime.
I see.
These are idiots. Intelligence means intelligence. You spend 3 years and you fail to manipulate the evidence.
I see.
What type of policemen are these? What type of investigator? You say for me I'm worried. Why do I put them to task? It's because I've survived the assassinations. Katumba survived the assassination.
But Mzee, by the fact that you're saying that these people were being, this thing of killing Nantaba was masterminded by someone.
Yes.
Don't think any police officer to manipulate evidence because he's trying to conceal it.
No, but when
don't you think they are concealing
when
it?
You say that the border had a carrier and the man was taking the soldiers to his children to school. First of all, you find out the direction of the school. That was a thief at my home, a stupid thief. He stole somebody's bicycle from the market and went as far as 5 miles away from the man's home. When he was arrested on the way, the thief defended himself. But then so it was defenseless.
Yes.
When we sit down to brainstorm as a police,
where was this man?
And this is where
was he going?
This is where the president is losing on denial of bail. Because cases are not killed by magistrates and judges. Cases are killed by
the investigative department of police.
Either deliberately because they take bribes or they are not trained to investigate cases.
But the bribe thing is the biggest thing.
A judge only peruses through the file and looks at the evidence and weighs it and says, this case cannot allow me to convict this man. Why do I keep him on remand? Because the judge peruses through the file given to him by the DPP's office.
And the DPP uses the police to investigate cases.
Case. That's why they have run away. Obanga omusajja boda yaliwo nga yitaddeko ne soda w'abaana be kuleeteza soda zaali luddawo ku scene of crime. Kati bakirowooza kati n'engalo bino zisejjembe zaabwe era kati shemuleesire
bamusalidde emyaka 2.
Today when Nantaba went there to cross-examine the Sally as had been allowed by the judge, the government side did not come. All of the policemen who were around disappeared. The lawyers of this man disappeared. It was Sally who stood up in the court and told the judge that I've decided not to waste your time, the court's time. I want to bargain. The judge asked him, have you been forced? No. Do you know what bargaining means? Yes. And the judge gave him 20 years. Kakati, what does it mean? Why did these people fear to cross-examine? Allowing Nantaba to cross-examine the witness, these people knew that the witness would reveal Nantaba all of this time has received valuable information that would expose his those who were behind her assassination. So to run away from this embarrassment, Sally had agreed. In fact, let me tell Sally and his relatives, the only he has lost. Why? Because the state is not going to appeal. The state is not going to appeal because it's the interest of the police, the government side, not to appeal. Nantaba is not likely to appeal. No. Because in Nantaba, apart from trying to know how would be, we are behind this assassination plot, she is not a loser. It's a stable family that can now sue government since they have said that Sally has considered, has confessed to the crime and sentenced, and he was doing his official work as a police officer, although he's a local defense man. So these people, the family of Sabulime, can sue. But their lawyers will steal the money.
But they're the suspects.
Their lawyers will steal the money.
No. They have the audacity to.
Auntie Sally has not said that he killed this man in the hot pursuit or in exchange.
The Sebulime family.
Yes. Sally only admits killing a suspect.
Yes.
Murdering a suspect.
Does he reveal where he got the orders?
Because if they got the case extended, that's why they were avoiding
interviewing.
Because cross-examining would reveal the most important issue. But now, Sally has taken a very wrong decision. First of all, you know what this is, the mafias how they operate. The mafias can tell him, you bargain and get 20 years, we shall make sure that you get out of prison. But Ugandans are no longer easy to take, gullible. People will know whether this man will be in Nigeria or not. Ugandans in Nigeria will tell you, the man did not even spend a day in Nigeria.
Yes.
This is why Ddala asked the Chitalia prison authorities to release the Vita's book to see whether Ziyamba was in Kitali. And the prison authorities were reluctant to submit that visitor's book, which means Ziyamba was not in Kitali.
I see.
So this is a case where Ugandans. But what is important? Until you Salia with they used him. He has done himself and his family disservice by not revealing.
Yes.
By protecting somebody who told him to shoot, to kill, he has offered himself to suffer his family.
Yes.
Why?
Imagine 20 years without.
Even if the case is reviewed, is revived, he will not get any chance because the judge asked him, "Are you aware of what you are going to do?" I am aware. Do you are you aware of the impact of bargaining? Yes. Were you coerced? No. I'm doing it to save court's time. Kakati bo ba mafia bamukozesa bamaze.
Kati
muzika mvankugamba.
Muzika
tujja kulaba ko kwaduka. Tujja mulaba ko ngaduka kwabangali atakome kujoga abantu. We are going into 5 years. 5 years, if you suffer a setback, if the project has suffered a setback, please go back to the drawing board. Stop being arrogant.
Isn't it a practice?
Don't target me. I'm deadly. I'm hardened. You kill me, they kill you the following day. And I will never kneel before you. We shall never work together again in government. I never go work in this government again.
I see.
Yes, what I need is compensation. If not, we take it.
I think, Mzee, isn't it a practice of security, these security organizations of Uganda, to kill suspects? Because of recent we had shooting suspects of Katumba's alleged
but what does it
assassination,
mean?
alleged suspects.
They are seeing a change of government. When the government is going to
they
change,
kill suspects.
Yes.
Imagine after handcuffing
when the government is going to collapse or change, those who have committed the crimes engage in what they call preemptive detentions. They kill their co-accused and conceal their evidence
for the future.
For the future. This is why it's embarrassing that the police is reviving, is carrying out investigations in the death of the former Deputy Inspector General of Police, when the postmortem was carried out and the family was satisfied. Why should Ochola carry out other investigations? Because the family did not raise an issue.
The reason they gave us is that the villagers are not contented.
How?
That the people at the village think that their son, they lost their son to a malicious kind
except
of
if they say
death.
In fact, when the family is satisfied, and we saw daughters given ample time to praise their father and asking for hospitals, I laughed at these people. They are lucky they are not mine. You've lost your father, but you are talking about the government. One who came back as if it was a graduation party. A hospital. Those are stupid girls.
Are you serious?
Yes.
They wanted their father to be remembered.
How can you use your father's funeral to ask the government for facilities?
Because this
if it was possible to get government facilities, why didn't your father ask for them?
Why did you ask for a hospital?
One whispers to the other. Those are suspects. Me, when I looked at the way this man's family conducted himself, and when it means the man had several family wives, I suspected something.
I see.
Yes. Because when you want to suspect your family, that the family knows something, they compose themselves.
I see.
The way the children talked, it was not a shock. It has to be there, it has to be there. A job, never they don't get a job. You make application at the funerals, you go to the civil service.
The children of the family. We are applying
when
for
I
jobs
looked
at
at the children, the way they were talking, I suspected.
I see.
And when I was told that the man had several families and wives, I suspected.
You continue to confirm your suspicion.
The composition was unique.
I see.
The way his children talked was as if maybe because he was a soldier, they had developed immunity beyond human nature.
I see.
That because they had already counted him dead, this is where they got the courage.
I see.
But all of this means, I know what happened in Kenya, that when they knew that the government was going to change. And in fact, this government of ours sent Tumukunde to Kenya. At that time, Tumukunde was in Israelians to help Kanu to organize the elections. After spending there a week, Tumukunde confronted Nicholas Biwott, who was very powerful in the Kenya's government, a strong and close Moi agent. So, when Tumukunde saw that things were not moving, that Kanu was losing, asked Nicholas Biwott, but you people, you are losing this election. But Biwott, who had been accused of murders and other things, all unnecessary things in Kenya had always been attributed to even the death of all. But Nicholas Biwott told to Mukunde, young man, let me tell you, in every country's history, there comes a time when one group surrenders power to another group for the continuation of the state. This time has come for Kenya. This time has come for Kenya.
I see.
So they had organized. This is why, by the time we went, all of the suspects involved in who caused death had been assassinated.
I see.
Yes, they had been killed because of the orderly. Now, if you see people trying to arrest Kaka, and Kaka comes out and tells them, you wanted to arrest me because I investigated all of the high-profile cases and compiled the reports. You want to take away my files? And he runs to Mirundi to keep these files. What does it mean? It means these people have realized there is a possibility of a change of government.
I see.
So under the possibility of a change of government,
you see
those who are
eliminations.
Involved, yes, you will see preemptive eliminations, you will see preemptive detentions, you will see, and that man in 20 years, he can die in the prison.
I see.
We can be poisoned in the prison.
Yes.
But he has helped.
If you're talking about preemptive, yes. You're talking
you
about...
See? Yes. This is why the perpetrators of these murders, because today, I can tell you, you cannot carry out a high profile murder and you are not exposed. Why? The government is divided. The government is sharply divided. Succession has divided this government from the core. I see. Yes, you hear. It is always inside the You palace. Hear the tape. I told you that there was a third force that wanted to assassinate Bobi Wine to make Museveni's government collapse. Museveni was saved by sacking this man, Birungi. I told you that when Afenimos took over, they infiltrated special forces who did with the elements who did heinous crimes to dent Muhozi, and you will hear. But how do you get this information? Because sometimes they are precise predictions. I'm telling you, somebody is talking it in the recorded tape. You are going to hear. I see. Somebody mentions it. Somebody says, "Let us encourage the two extremists. Let us encourage Bobi Wine to burn towns. Let us encourage the government side and the police to be brutal, so that we benefit." I told you there was a third force during the elections. Yes. I told you there was a third force that wanted to assassinate Bobi Wine to create a trouble from 7. I see. I told you there was a third force that infiltrated the special forces to tarnish the image of Muhozi. I see. General Muhozi. You will hear it in the tape. I see. Yes. Mzee, I want to know about I heard some people were striking over Nabanja's failure to reach some place. I hear they wanted to give him what? And Nabanja right now is in Bududa. How long is this going to take? Every prime minister goes to Bududa. Every prime minister goes to... Let me tell you. Bududa has eaten a lot of money. Even the president went there. I told you that the Goma, there is a volcanic mountain in Goma, but they know, those who settle there, they know that after a number of years, this will happen. They even see smoke, and they know it is about to erupt. After the eruption, they go back. This because they are used. Tocho is sitting on adjacent rocks. Every 45 years, Tocho suffers a heavy serious earthquake. But because of technology, the casualties are reducing. What I'm telling you, what is causing landslides in Bududa? There is a river that comes from Congo, from Kenya. During the rainy season, it floods. But this is now a seasonal money catching project. The journalists connive with the Red Cross and other local thieves and those in the Prime Minister's office. Everybody talks about Bududa. Everybody talks about Bududa. But Bududa, they would have been relocated a long time ago. But because... Why is it the government finding a lasting solution? They don't want it. Are you serious? They don't want these people to live. Hey. It's an annual event where they get money. And every rainy season, I'm telling you, they expect money. Those landslides, no, you will see that they are exaggerated. The number of deaths is exaggerated. At one time they say that the whole school had been taken away. Yes. When it wasn't. Because these people, you are not telling the people that they are living in these areas for the first time. These are not migrants. Through time immemorial, we have been people there. Been there. Yes. And they know. The only thing is that what had been ignored in the past, they can tell you that all of the landslides they are talking about have been occurring whenever that river floods from Kenya and it powers its water. But now that Bududa has become a commercial project, ananyo ensenene, as Baganda have ensenene season, the people would also have their ensenene.
Don't you think this is a Prime Minister's office?
But we shall have a final audit.
An audit.
When we get a new government, we shall have a final audit. You see, ngenda ne tunuli abantu bano. Namuganza, I rang her twice yesterday, and she did not pick my phone. Namuganza was used to fight Kadaga. Now that the battle of Kadaga is over, have you seen Namuganza featuring anywhere?
Of course, I have not heard anything.
But
probably
is there no trouble? Do you know that trouble is brewing in the midst of lands?
I don't know.
Yes.
We just see a sack in district level. And
I'm telling you, I said we have politics of activity and the politics of achievement. It excites people for ministers of land to go and suspend a land board of a district. But it does not help you. Why? The minister does not have powers to suspend. And when you suspend, what do? To carry out investigations?
I thought the minister has executive powers.
These people
to do
have already stolen relevant documents.
Of course they go.
So they have computers. Muzungu,
they maliciously
remove
the data.
This Muzungu I am fighting for was told that because they knew that the Muzungu, the land title was the woman's name, but the woman had signed a power of attorney to the Muzungu, which means in spite of this woman having the name, because she's a Uganda, the other one is not. What they did, they went to Wakiso and deleted that chap, land title, and went and claimed that they wanted a special title. But M.I.S.O agents traced and found out where the chap was in Wakiso offices.
Are you serious?
Yes. So instead of exciting the public, charge these people with abuse of office. But Nakalima goes there, arrest a few small people. Nakalima taina chakula musi. Even if you tell Nakalima, and this Nakalima avoid it, Nakalima will say, I will recover so much money. You are not a revenue collector. You tell us how many people you have arrested and convicted. Nakalima's role is to get money. One, is running one of the most corrupt institutions. Two, Nakalima is used by the
corruption fighting institution. Nakalima being a more corrupt.
But Nakalima
in Uganda,
Nakalima is used by the Mafia. Targets people, arrest them. Even if you are cleared by court, by the time you go back, your job has already been taken. Let Nakalima tell us, was there printed in money in the case of Bank of Uganda? They were targeting the director of currency. Where was the money? What was suspected as being printed in money were luggages belonging to Mbire and Mandela. And the police or Nakalima did not call any of them to make a statement. One day, Nakalima will answer. I'm telling you.
Malinga lost the job.
When the government,
the suspected the extra currency,
you see,
were just luggages.
Yes,
of Mbire.
Those the mafias are very worried. Why? We are having a global village. Many are realizing that because of the international pressure and the globalization, they have nowhere to go. No. Are you going to go to China to eat snakes?
No.
The Europeans cannot allow you.
Of course,
the world
if they can impose a travel ban before you even leave.
The world is turning into a toilet.
I see.
Very small.
For mafias.
For mafias.
I see.
Now, these people, the mafias, are undergoing a cleansing exercise. Yes. There are people who say let us invest here. There are people who say let us have peace here.
And you scared you'll be one of the people to be cleaned. You have a lot about them.
Me?
If they are cleaning themselves, then Mirundi should be a target.
They fear the public. I have my machines, I monitor them. I have a lot of support in their meetings. And in fact, the man who is fighting me is isolated.
I see. And
I tell you, young man, when you are leading a group and you look behind and you see that you have remained alone, it's no longer a demonstration or a procession. It's walking. Two, if it is if a wise woman or a man, if you are desperate for marriage, don't allow the dating period to be long.
Of course.
Because if you make the dating period to be long, then before you get married, one identifies problems with another.
Yes.
And the marriage will never take place.
Of course.
Now, because this man is arrogant and does not listen to anybody, he his former allies have abandoned him because they said this would be a benevolent dictator.
I see.
He's now alone. He is now alone because for him, I can understand psychologically, he planted the presidential bid in his head longer time ago. Uprooting it from his head now is not easy.
He thinks presidency is
inheritance
and it is his right.
He sees it in his pocket and he's arrogant and he has stepped on many toys, which means his security can only protect himself.
I see.
He cannot accept it because he has even antagonized close relatives in his family.
I see.
Has antagonized veterans. Has antagonized very powerful people in the government. Has antagonized everybody, including Mirundi and others. Kakati, echibicha aina nti. Does he think about a safe future in this country if he does not take the presidency? Because he is the only one who can protect his wealth. He's the only one who can provide his security. And the project has gone.
Is it how it is or it is what he thinks?
Even the way he's amassing wealth. Even worse ones. Ate yo muntu ambeba mutu muntu mwasiba ne bufamba buki tasobola mu Uganda zimuli muntu asobola kutta muntu kati he will be revealed.
I see.
Because the government is divided.
But
the government that is divided which has cracked from the core cannot carry out an assassination.
I see.
They will reveal it.
I see.
I'm telling you.
Mzee, now
that's why.
How are we supposed to get rid of this Bududa thing?
Of it?
The Bududa thing.
No.
How are we supposed to get rid of it? It is an annual event.
It is an annual event.
Tax wastage.
One day we shall audit all of it. Chizike n'engalabi ye olabe chizike nga bamuleta batunda n'akajiiko mu nyumba. I'm telling you, bana abasajja abagezi bo balaba mangu nti Nakalema yali bateta kyakola fujjo kujja muyolera wano kijja kwabika tamanyi Likaba mkwati eno bajozi. Ono yali bateta tujoka kwata sente zange. This will be a time for reconciliation.
Of course.
Reconcile with others. Kuba temina je mugenda kuddukira. No. Nze nabagambye nembagambye. Look, if flyovers are not exciting people. Kuba abantu balowooza nti era bijjagwa. Abantu bo bamanyi nti nezo enguudo ze bakola. People to be excited. Baneka tulabeeko ku nguudo ez'owaggulu. No. Ebyo bigenda kutta bantu. Bijja kugwira abantu. Banoonya kutta bantu na kubba. Kakati where you don't have hope, when people have lost faith in all government projects, what are you going to do?
Ekyewuunyisa mzee.
Kitegeeza nti gavumenti
enaddako. Tuzirabanga money minting projects because we hear they are built expensively compared to the world elsewhere.
Kakati let me tell you, why do people like Dos Santos get in trouble? Why do people like Chiruba get in trouble? They get in trouble because they presided over corrupt systems, and by the time they leave power, there is a demand. People are tired of corruption. So even if you get your close relative to succeed you, he will face pressure. He has come at a time when corruption is taken seriously by the population. Eventually, he will create committees like now. If Nabakova is investigating and Mayanja, they are investigating the land. They are suspect. What about their minister? This is not a new government. What about the ministers were in lands yesterday? Because this is not a new government.
It's just a
this is the same government. And the ministers were recently in these ministries are still around.
Yes.
And some in cabinet. What's the difference between the approach of the two, Nabakova and Namuganza? Yes. The approach is that Nabakova has come at a time when people are crying for
help in the land issues.
Why? People have realized that Uganda is becoming smaller.
But we are going to have been prevalent.
We are going to have internally
almost every
people.
time.
Two, Nabakova. When you said Nabakova and Mayanja, they have something they share. They were not elected by the population.
I see.
And as a result, they don't owe their appointment to the population. Nabakova is now working to satisfy who pays the piper controls the tune.
I see.
We should revive the proposal by Mugisha Muntu and Yonapito that ministers should not be MPs. Because you look at the two. And three, this money mentality, I see it in this young man. He thinks that because he has sinking wealth, can he buy everybody? No. By the time we come to 2026, some people will deny that the money is not theirs. You will deny.
Can someone deny money?
Was it your best of a family? Which family are you coming from? Do you own an oil well? Do you own a gold mine? What do you own? What do you know? Over privileged money.
I see.
Minus this question of money. Money is going to become a problem.
I see.
I'm telling you. Bakaluba Mukasa printed the posters with red. When he was standing as an MP. But his opponent said he's a UPC and that he had visited Obote in Zambia. Bakaluba hired the people to tear his posters.
I see.
And paid them. He denied them that an enemy, my rivals, have printed these posters. Why? They had become a problem to him.
Yes.
Money, by the time we reach 2026, money will become a problem to some people. The question will be, was it Jawa?
How did you?
Was it Jawa?
Is it that?
Sentence was it Jawa?
Is it?
Baba Zeka na Baduka. Baba Josa Baduka Nsonga Bakanyuka Makuti Bazeka. Yes, money will become a problem.
Isn't it that the role of the IGG now?
No.
When is bet coming?
You see, let me tell you. Do you think that institutions work in Europe?
I think they work.
Institutions work in Europe because of pressure. A government does not give out anything. Government reacts to pressure.
I see.
Yes, because Museveni has known that land, because for him, I don't think that the president has had. Because Museveni was duped to think that once you praise him, you pamper Mengo, Kabaka Bamwad moto. No, Baganda capitalistic by nature. How many people were invited to attend my daughter's wedding?
A few.
What percolates from Mengo to ordinary people? If Museveni gives Kabaka money,
economical almost nothing.
Does Mengo has the hospital? Does it have? They are exploitative. Museveni has lost many votes because of Uganda Land Board.
As a kingdom, we are failing there.
Yes.
You're not seeing
and you see, whenever Uganda Land Board misbehaves, they say Banyankole, Mengo. Kakati Museveni, I think he thinks that one of the factors
that's the perception.
I always say Banyankole, okay, let us assume Banyankole. But all land in Uganda is documented. Baganda have land titles.
Yes.
How do these land titles go into the cupboard, the drawers of Banyankole? They're sold by Baganda.
Yes.
Because in Buganda, every land has a land title.
Yes.
So how do these land titles get into the drawers?
Of course, they are sold.
When you look at this,
we hear it was the policy of those people to acquire the land fund and buy off Buganda.
Yes. No, the Buganda have refused. They accepted the money in Bunyoro. You look at where this made at Chichonjo is fighting with the locals. He bought a mortgage from the bank. The land belonged to Namasole.
Yes.
The Muzungu I'm talking about in Namayumba, this Mairo land belonged to Simba, Prince Simba, a brother to Mutesa. So you can see that nobody can acquire land without
a land title. And the way the title ends.
Museveni believes that the question was land. Me, I'm telling you, Baganda, we are in the private sector. A Muganda does not want to be a minister. I've spent 8 years without working for government.
And you're okay? And
I'm okay. If this young man did not believe in suffocating me, that one day I'll kneel before him, no, you will be punished. If you continue pursuing me, instead of pursuing the result, you will burn your house.
I see.
You will move in a wheelchair. Yes, because for me, if you humiliate me, I go somewhere. I don't believe in broccoli. I'm not a broccoli. No.
I see.
When you attack me, I know where I'm going. And you'll be punished.
I see.
Because which could have is like a beer. If a shaker drinks alcohol, will the alcohol not catch him?
Of course it will.
Yes, because the alcohol doesn't know that it's a shaker now.
Yes.
It's which could have.
I see.
Which could have doesn't know the status of a person as long as
we hear that witchcraft fears guns.
No.
That when you shoot the Mayembe disappears.
And for you don't know, the Mayembe and the witchcraft and the casting are different. There are many ways of invoking the traditional gods.
I see.
And they always fail. Kani kugamba nti ye Museveni bamulagatta kanedda abaganda bali mu butale balina omukazi w'omuwina abawuliramu. Abaganda bali mu butale obutale buteekeddwamu ababbi ettaka baagala litunda abantu bali ku bunkenke. Revenue Authority erumba amaduuka mu mwalonda waaki abapoliisi abakuba tear gas mmwe ekintu mulemedde kiyiwa gundi ennyanja twagitanga leke Victoria Bank nga ennyanja ne mugiwamba ne mubbe ennuuni z'abantu ebyennyanja ne mbiwamba ne mugenda obusoga ne mubbe ebikajjo ne mbiteekako license. All of these combined, even if it was not Bobi Wine,
anyone would come to be seen as a symbol representing the
because because they are perpetuated by government officials, the kind of disease and the intelligence organizations that you are going to hear the tape that they give Museveni falsehoods. At times Museveni is given falsehoods. So what these people do is that they don't tell Museveni that they are targeting fishermen with imputa. Nebabbe mwiboni opote yalete imputa mumwajireta babbisa nogenda mu Lwera nobbo omusenyi gw'abantu abachina ne bagutwala abantu nobagobayo
abali banyini musenyu
kino kyekola kyokka
kati basimi ba musenyu China bwatwala.
If Museveni concentrates on land only, business is more important.
I see.
Baganda, we are capitalistic by nature. Taxi bazitutte balese basi bakoze buli wamu bafukude. Yes. When you burn a nearby bush, snakes sneak into your house.
Of course.
This is what is happening. And once the Baganda decided to go, when if you want a Muganda to hate you, touch on his economic muscle.
I see.
Hey. Ndi omuganda yagala okusaba njagala okubeera humiliated nti nze ngende nti president amaja namulidaga I wanted to play games that if this man hears that I'm hiding this money you come to me omusajja yamugaire ati man does not believe in money integrity andaloga tulinda bako tetulyogerako fenna tewali wali nsanga nkera kumukolimira yattakalya yange ya myaka 8 naye adisasula wande irupe onaku lumu nze musabira buli lunaku amunyabonyeza bwatabirensi nange bwakanga abakagabwa mbuwanudde erugo to you a project I never support you
wegairire
tetiriba yo niwe yesimba unimbwa nundambwa I will always be on the opposite side of his interests.
I see.
Until I die.
Njagala kusembayo Muzeyina kino Museveni appoints Mbabazi special envoy. Abantu bakitapuse
let me tell you,
vice president.
Techiriyo Mbabazi is being recruited by somebody to fight Muhoozi. That one I know. And I have recorded the tapes in Mbabazi with somebody.
But it is Museveni who does the appointments.
No, Museveni, it helps Museveni. Why? If those who left come back, what if a woman who left is coming back? What does it teach to the one who is inside? That life is not easy outside.
Yes.
Too. It embarrasses Mbabazi. Why? When you go and you contest with the president, it means that he never entrusts you with any good or serious work.
Yes.
How can a former super minister, a former prime minister, be restricted to two countries, Sudan and Ethiopia? You are a quarter foreign minister. So the issue is not. And I want to tell you.
How about if it was
there
just
is no way
mockery between them?
There is
one had come to create
Mbabazi has realized, I'm telling you.
Mbabazi was contesting against Museveni after they had planned
Mbabazi is in a close contact with Lw'Embeera. Because Lw'Embeera is assembling a team. They think that the family will sit and vote who should do that for me to mobilize or nominate. No. The question is who is appealable. Even if they are two. The Baganda we have a tradition. If you have twins, Babidi and Nakato, and Nakato is taken away before Babidi. The tradition is your brother, which is very embarrassing. A brother comes as if he's a sweeter and he takes Babidi. Because Babidi Nakato cannot get married. Even if there are two candidates, Muhoozi and Lw'Embeera, even if the family decides, the question is who is more appealable, and what if don't people have another alternative? Which an achievable? But bonna bajoze banachobe bakadaga mirundi abo bayogerako bonna mu tape eno. Let us form a strong group against him. What to pick up Ngayingira Congo Chinsas. Tayina. Yes. Temuli.
So
yes. Kuchekubuza. Nti Museveni ayinende. Bwabanga naye aswala chawa kwenye mukatale. Eza Museveni zijja kufuna market kubanga za Museveni. Yes. So even if they are two, which is wrong, if 5 years ahead, you restrict yourself to two, you kill each other. One will kill the other.
You will find ways.
And you don't know. Politics is a game where extra time is dangerous.
Of course.
Who knew that a situation will emerge and be ignored by government to crop up Bobby Wine?
I see.
Who knew that Bobby Wine would dwarf in his maiden
arrival?
Yes. The first time he contested, he got 30%. When Mbabazi got 0-0.
Yes.
When Messi got 0,
very meager votes.
Yes. Because he's celebrating the politician. 0-0.
I see.
So what made this man, and the factors I enumerated earlier, that the time comes when the attention, when society recognizes a certain section of society as important
and
relevant.
When the elites have failed.
Yes. 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 And it tells you, for instance, when you grow up at a time when the teachers are more important, the younger people join the teaching schools, teacher training schools.
Yes.
A person who grew up when the doctors were there, we used to argue during a debate at school.
Teacher better than
and the doctor who is more important. And normally the teachers took their day. Why? We are under the influence of teachers.
I see.
And the argument was, even these people are taught by teachers, but even the teachers are taught by teachers.
Yes.
So the society takes a dimension. There was a time when soldiers would rule Nigeria. But it came a time when to rule Nigeria, you have to become a retired general.
I see.
So being a serving general is now a liability. Even here in Uganda, retired.
You should retire
from the army.
From the army?
Yes.
Or take a leave and then
to become a civilian. So, 5 years from now, but the project of this young man is dead, is a corpse. You cannot inject a corpse with the drugs and his
project is already dead.
Ekyo kifo kyo project kifu abantu bamukyawa nnyo cannot assemble a team tumukubirawo ku machanga yakapayo ne nomination tazifuluma uyo mwana tayinza kufulumya nomination papers bampone bamuhapi nabana bambala kiragala bomb tone kugwa kilomita 8 he can be sure of 3 votes and the 3 belong to women and he knows them those 3 he is sure of only 3 votes and they belong to women.
Nabo izo kusaka bosa.
Aba abajamu. Onjo tuliwamu.
Bwetyo uchabude olwaleero.
Yali badda concentrating ku winning friends. Abandon this presidents which has stuck in our head. Forget about a man like Mirundi. Mirundi has nothing to lose. They don't have nothing to lose. Have anything to lose. And you cannot kill me. You can't. That will be making a very big plan at this time. All your farms, factories you are talking about will be gutted, will be burnt down, and your family will pay. Your family will have to pay very much. It will be paid for by a human being. So it is better, and those people are running away from him. It is that sometimes there are things that you can abandon. What if you have a cancerous leg? Can you allow cancer to spread it to other areas?
You have to amputate
just because you have failed, you have failed to surrender it. At times we have ambitions, but ambitions are dictated by circumstances. I don't think that he can become president of Uganda. I strongly doubt. Even if he has billions, as he talks about as blacks, he cannot. He cannot. He cannot address rallies. He cannot. He is using money hiding here and there.
Uganda voters want someone who buys beer.
Abantu bamutamwa. Abantu bamukyawa fenda tumukaba abasito. Buli kwajoza namuni yako buli omuna amunyalako buli omuna amunyalako buli muntu namuni yako.
You may downplay his money. But Ugandan people want someone who buys beer.
Taina wanyi ta. Tukungana ni buli walaga wonna tumukbogu tambi. Tumukbogu tambi buli jalaka na tumukbogu lidate natuka muteka kubuzindalo natema buli walaga duka buswale bamuleta buleso bama ekyo kifu.
I see.
He shouldn't waste his resources.
I see.
That is a dead project.
Bwetyo wetutabula mutabani wa Mole namba 2 tubasiibudde mweraba.